I recognize the member for West Vancouver Capilano.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I move, be it resolved that this House supports the limited use of involuntary treatment to keep our most vulnerable youth and adults at risk of harm to themselves or others safe at modernized, compassionate facilities with 24/7 psychiatric and medical supports. I rise in the House today to advocate for supporting the limited use of compassionate, involuntary treatment to keep our most vulnerable youth and adults at risk of harm to themselves or others safe at modernized, compassionate facilities with 24/7 psychiatric and medical supports. British Columbia is facing a crisis. Since the overdose crisis was declared a public health emergency in 2016, more than 11,000 British Columbians have, unfortunately and unnecessarily, lost their lives. I want you to think about that number for a moment. 11,000. That's 25% of the number of Canadians that died in World War II. It's 4 times the capacity of Vancouver's Queen Elizabeth Theatre. So I want you to think about that. Next time you go to see a play or a show at the Queen Elizabeth Theatre, look around and imagine 4 times the number of people sitting there. So clearly the current approach isn't working, and we can't continue to do more of the same and expect better results. Currently, we value a child's right to refuse treatment over a child's best interest. But is the child or is anyone able to exercise free will while they're in active addiction? And we know untreated addiction leads to homelessness, criminal activity, prostitution, and overdoses. These result in health issues such as heart attacks. Permanent brain damage is a significant issue with overdoses. And girls and women are most at risk of sexual exploitation in order to feed addiction. In addition, many individuals are struggling with untreated mental illness, and communities continue to grapple with increasing homelessness and social disorder. If a child is refusing treatment, the choice is not between voluntary and involuntary treatment. It's between involuntary treatment and untreated, life-destroying addiction. Under the UN Convention on the Rights of the Child, children have the right to be protected, even from themselves. Now, as compassionate citizens and legislators, it's our duty to explore every possible avenue for those struggling to overcome addiction and to provide them with access to all types of treatments and support services that can help them in achieving their long-term recovery. So as laid out in the official opposition's Better as Possible plan, this includes the limited use of involuntary care as a necessary tool to treat mental health and substance use disorders. Now, while involuntary care should only be used when all other options have been exhausted, it's crucial to recognize that there are extraordinary situations where this type of intervention and support is necessary and beneficial for both adults and children. In fact, we have a moral obligation to protect the small portion of the population that is at a point in their life where their mental health and their addictions have caused them to lose the ability to make decisions which are in their own best interests. These individuals are often in a state of vulnerability and require our support and care to recover and to lead a healthy life. So many parents are struggling with this issue, and we can't leave these parents to cope on their own with their loved ones' deteriorating health and the threats of exploitation by drug dealers and human traffickers. They need our support and compassion, not our judgment or indifference. So that's where the government has a role to play, to look after and provide support to these families and individuals who are in desperate need of help. So we must work together to provide better care and support for our most vulnerable youth and adults at risk of harm to themselves or to others. We owe it to them, we owe it to their families to ensure they receive care and treatment in a safe environment where they can recover and lead fulfilling lives. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you.